Now, you got into business when your dad, his announcer, wanted a raise. Your dad refused a raise, and y'all were fixed to go on air. He needed an announcer.
We were in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, where we used to do television every 3 weeks. That in Allentown, back to back. And it was funny because I wasn't always sitting in my dad's meetings. I mean, I loved to be around my dad. I listened to him. I asked a few questions, not too many to irritate him, but I was a good listener. And I wasn't always privy to his conversations with talent. Normally I wouldn't be. But on this occasion in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Ray Morgan was the announcer, and his best friend was the president of the AFTRA organization, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. I think it still exists. And Ray wanted a raise. And so we're in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. We're about to go on the air. And Ray says to my dad, "I'm not going out there unless you give me what I want." And my dad had his quarters, used to have a bunch of quarters in his hand. He'd play with the quarters. And he looked at Ray, didn't say anything, and finally said, "I'm not going to give you the raise." Ray got up and walked out. And I'm sitting in this cloakroom, is where this conversation is happening. I'm sitting in this cloakroom, and I'm saying to myself, wow, that was awesome. First of all, I was just proud to be there and listen to all that, and proud of my dad. Proud of the fact that he, told this guy to, take off. And then about 2 minutes later, it was silence. About 2 minutes later, I said, "Dad, what are you going to do now?" And he said,
"Is that the infamous quarters?"
The quarters. He looked at me and he says, "You're going to be the announcer." I'd had no experience whatsoever, none, zip. And then he said, "And you're going to do a good job. But don't worry, I'm going to give you somebody that's going to help you. If you run out of something to say, then you'll ask this person a question, and they'll answer it, and it'll be entertaining." "Okay, Pop, whatever you say." So now I'm starting, and the person he gave me was Arnold Skolin, who was a wonderful, wonderful human being, but a man of few words.
Right.
And I would ask Arnold questions, and his answer would either be yep or nope. That was it. So after several weeks of that, I went back to my dad and said, "Pop, I'm doing the best I can out here, but you really need to give someone out here that's going to help me." Patterson was one of them. There were a number of them. That Anthony DeRocca was a riot because I had no idea what he was saying.
Right.
But he did, I think. But it was just humorous and entertaining to listen to him. So there were a number of individuals that sat out there with me, and which I played ribs on and things of that nature. You have to have fun, again, making fun.
I want to ask you a yep or no question. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about CM Punk?
Only from a standpoint, or first thing, I would like to do this. I would like to apologize. Sometimes in a big corporation, the legal people don't necessarily know what talent relations are doing, and conversely. And Punk got his severance papers, moreover, on the day he got married. And that was coincidence. So I want to personally apologize for that. Other than that, the only thing I want to say about Punk is that there have been a number of individuals in the past who have been disgruntled, said a lot of things about the organization, and I'm not going to, wash the dirty laundry in public. I don't think there's any reason for that. I think that there are a lot of things that he may say that he may regret one day in terms of looking back at it. But nonetheless, I hope that one day, we'll be able to get back together again. You and I got back together again. We had our differences.
Right.
Hogan, oh my God, we got back together again, after differences. Ultimate Warrior, and there's a long list of them. And in essence, what I try to do is to give the audience what they want. I try to give them what's best for business. And I know that's like we use that phrase on television now and so forth, but that's always been my philosophy. I take my ego, which is sizable, okay, and I'll put it over here and say, okay, now your ego's over here, Vince, and yada, 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 here's the way you really feel. So, but what is the best thing for business? So I'm hoping that one day we can get back together.
So you'd be open to working with Punk in the future?
Sure. I
Did you listen to the interview that he did with Coca Cabana on Arnold Wrestling?
No.
Good show for any sports entertainment fans out there.
No, I did not. I understand that he used a lot of expletives and things of that nature, and I don't know. I don't want to speak for Punk.